Hello, my name is Cecilia Dawes-Walton. I'm the Public Affairs Specialist for the City of Biloxi. I'm here to deliver today's Be Prepared report. This is being recorded on Monday, August the 17th, 2020 at 1:30 in the afternoon. Today, the Mississippi State Department of Health reports that in the past 24 hours, 276 new cases of the coronavirus were identified, and over the weekend, 1,206 new cases were reported. That's 825 cases on Saturday and 381 cases on Sunday. This brings the statewide total to 71,412 cases of the coronavirus. Also, in the past 24 hours, 11 deaths were reported statewide, bringing the total to 2,095 deaths statewide. This chart shows the total number of positive tests statewide since the crisis began. This chart shows the 14-day track on cases statewide. In Harrison County, the State Department of Health reports we've seen 16 positive tests of the coronavirus in the past 24 hours, and over the weekend, 78 new cases were reported. This brings the county-wide total since mid-March to 2,804. The State Department also reports a total of 38 deaths attributed to the coronavirus in Harrison County. Here's the 14-day chart for Harrison County. You can see the average number of cases. Cases and deaths continue to be seen throughout the state, county, and in Biloxi. The virus has not gone away, and everyone needs to continue to practice the recommended safety precautions, even while around co-workers and family members. As Governor Reeves and Dr. Dobbs have said, act as if others have the coronavirus. This is not so that you are scared, but so that you remember and continue to follow the guidelines: to wear a face mask, wash your hands often, avoid touching your face while in public and around others, stay home if you feel sick. Coast hospitals continue to admit patients with the virus. That data is now being reported on the Mississippi State Department of Health website. Well, we are still in hurricane season, so revisit your plan, refresh your supplies, and prepare for a storm while there is still time to do so. Don't forget about the flood insurance. Make sure your insurance is up to date. Also, the 2020 census is still being conducted. The response rate in Biloxi is less than 60%. So remember, the data collected will impact your life in many ways, and its impact will be for the next decade. How? Well, the data collected helps federal and state funding for things such as public services, emergency services, schools, road and bridge construction, public transit, small businesses, and the list goes on. Census takers have begun going door to door to assist people in responding. So if you have not completed your census form, you can do so today by going online to my2020census.gov. And finally, we leave you today with a timely message on the 51st anniversary of Hurricane Camille. It's Biloxi's Emergency Manager, Nick Ngeiser, with what you need to know about preparing for storms and flooding.
Hello, I'm Nick Ngeiser, the City of Biloxi Emergency Manager and Deputy Chief of Training in the Biloxi Fire Department. Are you ready for hurricane season? Are you prepared for a hurricane, a tropical storm, or even a flood event? I'm here to remind you about the precautions you should take before, during, and after a storm. First, have a plan. Plan an evacuation route, prepare a storm kit, make arrangements for family, including your pets and flood insurance, and develop an emergency communication plan. Let's talk about planning an evacuation route. You need to know what route to take, how to get where you need to go, and plan for alternative routes. Having an emergency evacuation plan can help you and your family get to safety and avoid getting stranded. Just go to the evacuation map link in the Storm and Flood Preparedness section of the city's website, biloxi.ms.us to determine the safest route. Be prepared to drive several miles inland to locate a safe place. Next, prepare a storm kit. If you have not already done so, make a storm kit today. Here's some essentials the kit should include. Water, at least 1 gallon of water per person per day for 3 to 7 days. Food, non-perishable packaged or canned food and juices are a great idea. Don't forget the paper products, utensils, and cooking tools. First aid and medication. These should include a first aid kit, prescription medications, and baby and pet supplies. Tools and emergency supplies. This includes items such as flashlights and extra batteries, duct tape, portable battery-operated radios, a can opener, phone chargers, and cash and credit cards. Clothes and bedding. Include some sturdy shoes and warm blankets. And make sure to store important documents like medical records, insurance paperwork, bank account numbers, social security cards in a waterproof container or resealable plastic bag. Next, make arrangements for family and pets. Make sure that each family member knows how to respond. Teach members how and where and when to turn off gas, electric, and water. Teach your children how and when to call 911 and the police or fire departments and which radio stations to tune in to for emergency information. If you have a pet, make sure the place you are planning to stay allows pets. Many shelters do not. Contact your local humane society for information on local animal shelters. Prepare your home by trimming back dead or weak branches from trees. Protect your windows with storm shutters or plywood boarding. For plywood, use half-inch wood cut to fit the windows and pre-drill holes every 18 inches for screws. And don't forget about flood insurance. This should also be checked into before a storm. You can find out about the National Flood Insurance Program through your local insurance agent or emergency management office. Another thing we ask you to consider is direct deposit for things like Social Security checks or even paychecks. The U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve Banks urge Social Security check recipients who live along the Gulf Coast to use direct deposit to ensure immediate access to their benefits without disruption. Lastly, develop an emergency communications plan for your family. If a storm causes members to be separated from one another, it is important to communicate a plan for getting back together. Designate a contact outside of your area, such as a relative or friend, to serve as the emergency contact. Make sure everyone knows the name, address, and phone number of the contact person. The contact would be your connection to family and friends, even if there is no way to contact each other. Remember, a disaster can strike quickly, so be prepared. For more information, you can go to the city's website and click on the Storm and Flood tab on the homepage. Also, don't forget to sign up for Be Alert. This is the city's messaging system for traffic and weather advisories. To sign up, text BILOXI to 888-777. Finally, we remind you of this. Those days and hours leading up to a storm can be an anxious and stressful time. Should you evacuate? Will the storm make landfall? And if so, when and where? And the list goes on and on. We'll certainly help communicate those answers with the best information. However, right now, we're giving you a host of simple things you can do to be ready. Taking these steps also will take a good bit of the anxiety and stress from the situation. Let's all be ready and prepared next time a storm threatens. If you have any questions for me, you can email me at ngeiser@biloxi.ms.us or reach me by calling the Biloxi Fire Department at 228-435-6200.